Hello everyone. Thanks to Mr. Ken Endo and buildingSMART International for giving me this opportunity to present you with some interesting tool sets and news from our company. For all of you who watch, thank you for joining our presentation and demonstration of the latest workflows and features for BIM progress monitoring and KPIs in cloud-based environment. My name is Mileta Pejovic. I'm a senior BIM manager and product specialist at BEXEL Consulting. I believe that you're familiar with our company and with our services and products, and we are BEXEL Consulting, an international BIM consulting and software development company. For all new visitors, I would be happy to invite you to visit our webpage and to learn more about our BIM products and our expertise. Our topic for today will be to present a common workflow for progress monitoring in BIM environment using our integrated BIM management platform, and also I will show you the benefits of progress entries using BIM for allowing you advanced analytics and insights into various key performance indicators. Entire idea is to streamline and automate certain processes which usually could be time-consuming or imprecise, and also to help all participants of the project, whether they are working directly on site or if they're providing or analyzing information remotely in their offices. If you already watched yesterday's demonstration from my colleague, Alexander, about the intelligent creation of construction schedules and 4D and 5D BIM analysis, my demonstration will be in a certain way a continuation of that. In case you didn't watch that presentation yet, I would gladly recommend it. So that one shows you the power and potential of our scheduling engine. After yesterday's presentation, you will understand the steps for automated process of cost estimation and intelligent schedule generation using BEXEL Manager. Once you created the BIM-based schedule, they can be easily adjusted, optimized, exported, and populated with additional information and documents from site. And all these available data then can be accessed and analyzed for each key performance indicator or any relevant information by different stakeholders during the entire construction process. So in the first part of today's demonstration related to BIM progress monitoring workflow, I will use a BIM project for 2 high-rise building towers and respective construction schedule created using our advanced scheduling engine. That process was shown yesterday. So since everything is integrated and interactive, all cost and quantity information are reflected in our schedule, and all BIM elements are related to each task and its cost estimation. This way, before the construction on the site even starts, we'll have the entire cash flow and resources information needed for proper execution. And by accessing to scheduled task information, we can check the entire cost for all cost items and activities. The same goes for quantities for each activity or quantity and the number of BIM elements related to task. You may see that these elements are organized by tasks and by entities and types. Since everything is, as I've said, integrated, respective cost databases or bills of quantities can also be reviewed, even very deeply, so you can go through details and quantities of each cost item in your bill of quantity. Also, any quantity takeoff available and related to BIM model can be inspected or exported. As mentioned earlier, in an integrated environment, all data is connected, so we may analyze cash flow or S-curve of activities throughout the entire timeline of our schedule. All these information can be exported into various customizable reports, payment certificates, Excel files, or Power BI reports. Most of this was already presented during yesterday's presentation, and also all available information can be very easily embedded into BIM elements as added property sets, and furthermore, saved and exported within IFC files. Here, users can even choose which added information they want to export within the IFC file. Today, we'll introduce available results and analysis when construction starts and when information from the sites are being imported during the progress entries. At the very beginning, when the construction schedule is created, all construction simulations and all anticipated costs and resources information can be reviewed directly using the application, or they could be shared as videos or online reports. Since our approach is to help on-site teams, users could very easily prepare look-ahead plans for a specific construction period. These look-ahead plans can be generated in a few ways, as a set of images on specific date, or, for example, videos virtually presenting construction throughout desired look-ahead timeline in any predefined interval. So here you may see how the construction simulation is being instantly changed when the user is changing animation interval type. So executed works can be presented in a daily, weekly, or on a monthly basis. By changing animation to monthly interval type, each frame shows all planned works for each month. So we can set a status date for our monthly progress certification and use available information from this virtually 5D BIM construction to help the on-site team. These works planned to be executed on selected date can be organized into a selection sets of elements, or to be precise, BIM elements can be grouped into selection sets according to predefined look-ahead period. So this process could be manual by using available tools to select all elements completed and all elements planned to be constructed on selected date. And all these groups of selected elements usually should be saved or archived in the project and organized into respective selection set groups. For example, I made a selection of elements that are planned to be constructed during the 9th month of construction on the site. So creation of these selection set or BIM element groups can be fully automated as well, using editable open API scripts, where users just easily change input data, and based on that, the system will automatically create the requested look-ahead plan groups. Once created, whether we use a manual or automated way for that, these groups of elements or selection sets can be saved and provided to other participants in the process. So this way, everyone can easily identify and find all elements planned to be executed in specific period. Also, the assignment of these elements to specific tasks can be found, as well as all respective metadata, including information about resource and cost. And of course, user can have an entire list of all these planned and actually executed works saved in the project history, so they are always accessible for occasional quantity checks or reviews before certification. All these groups can be also shared using BIM collaboration format, and this specific example has a few already created BCF entries for previous months. The first entry was created based on the initial baseline schedule, and once the progress was entered, each of the following monthly look-ahead groups were created after each monthly progress entry. And now, for example, after 8 months of construction took place, and after 8 monthly progress entries, we are currently creating a look-ahead plan for the next 9th month and saving these selection sets as a new BCF entry. These BCF can now easily be saved and sent to an on-site team. The simplified process of progress monitoring in an integrated BIM environment is presented on this slide. Once a 5D BIM construction schedule is created, look-ahead plans or other template files containing relevant information are sent to construction site using a cloud-based platform, and engineers, managers, and other staff, depending on their credentials, can access this information and review model containing these schedules using even mobile devices. Once the on-site team members make a progress report in the form of BCF entries with elements that represent actually executed works, these information are sent back to the office where progress entry is being reviewed, confirmed, and entered. Once the progress entry is added, the schedule is being updated and all changes are reflected in respective cost and quantity information immediately. One of the latest news from our company is the upcoming release of Cloud-based online viewer, which will make the previously described process simple and easy. And this viewer is very responsive and has fast load times and good overall performances. And even if you're using that on mobile devices, you'll be very satisfied because you'll be able to rotate and explore your large BIM projects in very, very easy and responsive way. The interface of this online viewer is interactive and very customizable, and in the future we expect even further integration with BEXEL Manager platform. Using our cloud-based online viewer, site managers or subcontractors can easily review entire project. They can load in provided BCF files containing previously saved look-ahead plans, and they can use this information and element groups as a guideline for construction works which they're supposed to check and manage. Element groups can also be exchanged directly from BEXEL Manager in the process of project publishing to an online storage, but the use of BCF files gives even more freedom and flexibility to all participants who maybe use some other online viewers or different online application for BIM collaboration. So they can also be able to exchange these latest information and use it. Once, when construction activities are executed on site, our site team can update provided selection sets just simply by marking or selecting actually executed elements on site. And all other elements which are not executed can be hidden. All of these can be done even on a mobile devices such as tablets or even mobile phones. So these elements groups can be tagged using the annotation tool, and once updated selection set containing executed elements, site team can save it again as BCF file of completed works and send it back to the project managers or office teams for revision and final certification. Using an online viewer, on-site team can also review these planned works in form of simplified look-ahead animations until the specified status date. In this case, all executed works are colored in green, while planned works for 9th month of execution are colored in orange. The process of progress entry from received information from our site team is very simple and straightforward. A loaded BCF file contains executed elements, so we can use it and organize it according to our needs. And these elements can be easily reviewed, and it's always good practice to save these elements as a group. So in this way, a manager creates an archive of all previously executed works for each progress entry. In our case, it's monthly progress entry, and we'll save this group of elements so everyone can track the history of all planned and actually executed or actual progress of work during the entire construction. Also, another good practice for progress entries and schedule updates is keeping backup of the current schedule or a copy of previous one. By doing so, a management and planning team can make advanced analysis of multiple schedule versions against the baseline or against any other schedule version during the execution process. For updating the actual schedule and entering progress information received from site, the easiest way is to use our intelligent progress entry editor. This progress entry editor makes the process easier since a user can specify a time frame for the latest progress entry and simply load in previously saved selection set, that group of elements provided from an on-site team. Based on selected BIM elements from the group, our engine recognizes all tasks and all activities in which these elements are supposed to be executed in that marked time range. Based on quantities of these selected elements, system also calculates and populates actually executed quantities for each task. During this process, a user can always switch between different view modes, one to review activities for the previous period and the other one to review all tasks. And no matter what the view you select, all respective information will be shown accordingly. This gives more time to managers to additionally review and confirm if these tasks, quantities, and percentages are reflecting the real picture from the site. And after consultation with on-site supervisors, these values can be approved or they can be changed before final approval of finally executed works. Also, if project managers have information from contractors or subcontractors about the resources used for the execution of each activity or each task, this information can also be populated and adjusted according to real use on site. And changing resource quantities, the system will recalculate actual cost and all respective information and performance indicators such as, for example, earned value, cost variance, cost and schedule performance index, and similar. When the progress entry is made by marking the last entry date, it's now very easy to compare actual and baseline schedules. I will just pop up the window so we can analyze some of these available information in full screen. We can check the current line of balance and see if specific activities or works are impacted by the latest schedule updates and progress entries. But more importantly, all key performance indicators such as baseline and actual cost, cost variance, earned value, cost and schedule performance index, which gives us real information about project performing against the budget and how close this project is being completed compared to the schedule. All these KPIs can be found as information instantly updated for each task after each progress entry. This way, participants on the project can analyze all relevant information directly in the BEXEL Manager. Additionally, we can see these cost and resource information in form of cash flow charts and S-curve compared between actual and baseline schedules. We can also see activities for the entire planned period of construction. These reports are available for each selected task or group of tasks. So the previous one was for Tower 1, and this one here is for entire project, including both buildings, garage, and site works. One of the benefits of integrated systems such as this is ability to publish all available information so any other participants with specific credentials can access and review this information. There are a few ways for information exchange. One of them is exporting Power BI reports into customizable Power BI templates, providing all previously seen information and KPIs in more interesting and more organized graphical way. Here you may see one of possible Power BI templates, and this one is available by default for all users of our application. Information is organized into multiple sheets, each of them for a specific type of analysis and KPIs. Here you may find the common project information and baseline cost information. On the other sheet, there are available cost estimation according to used cost classification of the project. Works are organized into groups, and you may see how the price is being divided between these work groups. We can also find current progress information, in our case for 9th month of executed construction works. And here again, you may find a comparison between planned and actual cost in form of table, but also in form of cash flow and S-curve chart. The red dashed line represents status date or date of the last progress entry. At the bottom, we may find charts for resource cost spread between material, labor, and equipment. In case you knew and you added subcontractor cost to your cost items, this information will be also available and shown right here, and in BEXEL Manager as well. Lastly, earned value analysis, as mentioned before, gives us the real picture of performed works and expenses on the project at the moment of the last project entry. In this example, after 9 progress entries, more or less everything was executed with a small time delay compared to the baseline schedule, but you may see that the cost performance index is slightly below planned values, and at the same time schedule performance index vary, and at this point project is running slightly behind the schedule. Good thing is that here we have a history of all progress entries, so risk managers could analyze and anticipate potential issues on the project and save all this information as an evidence if needed. In this example, we identify a notable delay during 5th month due to extensive design changes requested by the client. That delay was later on decreased, but after 9 months of construction progress, we are still in delay caused partially by this event. By changing compare schedules, earned value chart and all other information is updated instantly. And this is a good way to track the history of your project and project cost. Another great and new way to publish and share all these important project information is using our cloud-based portfolio manager. The initial step is to have all needed information created and to use an inbuilt publisher to send data to the cloud. We believe that this is the first truly BIM-based project management platform on a global level, and this online platform is created to collect all the BIM data from multiple projects and multiple revisions of any project. All data is saved on a cloud-based common data environment, and the entire platform is very flexible and interactive. All published information can be stored in a database hosted on cloud, or can be stored in a database hosted on client premises. Another important thing I would like to mention is that all data can be accessed using BEXEL REST API. This way, the number of possible customization or integration with other applications is practically unlimited, and you may create your own information exchange ecosystem. One of the most important things for all main participants in the construction, such as investors, contractors, and project managers, is the possibility to have access to accurate, latest, and key information. Our cloud-based platform creates a seamless link between project participants and BIM data. Currently, the user interface looks like this. It's quite simple and clean, but also very flexible and customizable. Project tab enables detailed analytics for each project and its revisions. For example, we can track and analyze the number of elements per category for multiple revisions of our selected project. We could also analyze other information related to BIM elements, such as their quantities, for example, volume. As mentioned already, the entire interface is very flexible, and the look of each chart can be adjusted using several predefined chart types. The area as commonly used quantity type can also be used to review areas of different model entities. In this example, we just filter some of commonly used ones, such as slabs, walls, beams, and similar. And another thing related to BIM element is that their cost estimation according to the assigned cost version. So construction cost gives us information for the price of resources for different element categories, while total cost gives us summarized cost information of all resources used for calculating price of each model category. In this example here, I'm showing you cost information from a different revision of one project. Another great option here is ability to compare information from multiple projects. So users can compare the total cost of different projects spread through different building elements. In this case, there are published information from multiple projects, and since I'm an administrator, I do have an access to all of these information. So any user with the respective credentials can have access to different information, and when specific project versions are selected, the look of graphs can be changed using, for example, line or stacked bar charts and similar. We can now compare quantities of these elements in different projects or change which elements should be presented in our charts. For example, some MEP elements such as ducts and pipes. And of course, since these elements rarely have volume information, we can check their length. Since the entire platform is very flexible, you can choose and organize raw data according to your preferences, similarly as you could do that in Excel pivot table. We also support open information exchange process, so all data from this platform can be instantly exported into Excel files or images. The exported file contains information captured from a currently active chart. Similar analysis can be done for other 3D model-based results, such as the number of clashes detected during the progressive clash detection process done in the past period. So here you can track how the number of clashes was changing during different project stages and in a different model revisions throughout the time. This specific one shows us process of resolving high priority clashes in the last 35 project revisions. These results can be changed to low priority clashes or any other clash status created during the clash detection process. As before, any presented chart can be visually adjusted in different ways, but more importantly, the data presented can also be rearranged and reorganized in different ways to create the most suitable style for your reports. One of the most important performance indicators in construction is earned value. So here you may see just a part of available information for earned value analysis on currently active project. This example shows earned value, planned value, and cost variance at completion presented for each progress entry date during more than 30 months of progress entries. Relevant cost information can be reviewed from the chart or from the table directly. As previously, the visual style of these charts can be changed, or we can narrow down the range of these analyses to different revisions of a project using, for example, filtering options, and simply by selecting project revision that we want to analyze. More available information related to earned value on the project are cost performance index and schedule performance index. So using analysis related to these performance indicators, it's very easy to track the production history of your project and also to anticipate and plan mitigation activities if needed, of course. A great option here is a possibility to compare the performance index of one project with some other or similar project. So now users can easily analyze the cost performance index in multiple revisions of multiple projects. The same thing can be done with schedule performance index, where during a period of 6 months of construction, we may see how close to the plan these 3 different projects are being executed. From this example, all 3 schedules had a brief delay with a notable performance index drop during the 6th month. Another great example of very useful analysis is planned versus actual comparisons. So these graphs show planned and actual cost between revisions of the same project. The data again can be rearranged so user can track planned, actual, total cost, and earned value for selected period and project revisions. Different information or KPI filters can be enabled and disabled, so we could just choose information important to the current analysis. For example, just compare actual cost and earned value for a specified period. Extremely useful and informative analysis available in Portfolio Manager is set of different delay analysis extracted from the BIM project data. One of them is, for example, excusable delay analysis. Risk managers can easily identify when excusable or non-excusable delay took place, and what is the length of these delays, so they could track the impact of these delays on the total delay of the project. Again, as mentioned earlier, each analysis can be exported directly into Excel files if needed. When delays are related to cost information, we can have a more detailed understanding of possible risks and reflection of each delay on the entire project. One of such delay analysis is total value of impacted remaining tasks, where manager can identify when each delay occurred and what was the impact of this delay on price of remaining tasks. These values can be seen in a chart or in a table tracking the history of each project entry. Another interesting analytic related to cost is showing project cost per net area calculated for each project revision. The same information also can be compared for different projects, so we can analyze what is the project cost per square meter or square foot on a few different projects executed in different locations. And again, we can change these graphs to present available information in the best way. We could also use different analytics, for example, to show cost calculated directly from BIM and cost added from other cost items which are not related to our BIM model. Because when it comes to cost estimation, even projects created with a very high LOD or LOI doesn't have sufficient information, so we could fully rely only on a model. We can easily check the same information from some other projects, since all raw data from all different uploaded BIM projects are stored and available to be interactively reviewed right here. The cost information, for example, can be reviewed by presenting some of the most important cost data such as actual cost, earned value, cost variance, and combined with delay information. Currently, we see information for the first 16 progress entries, but this can be easily changed using KPI filters, and what makes a huge difference in using these integrated online reports collected from BIM projects is the ability to always have access to the latest information and the ability to combine this data most suitably for your current scope of work. So we can combine cost and schedule variance information in one chart for the current project, where information for different project versions can be included or not, or where user can simply switch between information from one project to information collected from different projects. You may see that data insights of our portfolio manager are currently being finalized, and this will enable detailed analytics per data domain. In practice, it means that, for example, a user can analyze the quantity of concrete or any available resource used in all projects in one place or in all projects in one country, or compare quantities between different projects in different countries as well, because all the data is published and available in our cloud-based platform. Access credentials for users can be defined for each project, so they can only access to specific project available in the cloud. But also access credentials can be defined for each data domain, so users' access can be limited only for example, to 3D data such as model information, clash detection information, or results of IDS checks, or access can be set only to cost or schedule data or any other available data domain. The platform will also have additional links and connections with knowledge bases where users can access and use various analysis templates such as IDS templates for automated BIM checks, buildingSMART data dictionary templates for different purposes such as, for example, BIM checks, automated BIM data enrichments, and classifications or similar. Some of available templates will be predefined and customizable, for example, BIM clash detection matrix, various cost databases, and much more. BEXEL has an agnostic approach, so various model viewers can be also integrated into Portfolio Manager and therefore be fully independent of any commercial platform. This means that you'll be able to review your 3D elements or 3D models using various internet browsers and data stored on your premises without compromising your other information. In our current BIM viewer, as you saw, we integrated the element grouping into selection sets, for example, for easier model review process, and a great way to use results of different cost and schedule analysis is using color coding and schedule view video options. So user could, for example, review the construction simulation of respective project when elements are color-coded based on delay analysis. In this video, green elements are executed on time, while other elements are colored in shades of red and purple if delay is in range from, for example, 7 to 15 days, 15 to 30 days, between 30 and 60 days, 60 to 90 days, and red is for all elements which have delay more than 90 days. The other useful example of using an online model viewer for progress tracking is a model review where elements executed on time are colored in green and all works in delay are colored in red. All works planned to be executed but didn't start in the moment of the latest progress entry are colored in yellow. Similar color coding can be done based on earned value analysis, where we made color variation based on earned value range, where elements and works colored in green and yellow have higher earned values, and elements colored in shades of orange have lower earned values. Elements showing gray are related to tasks that didn't start at the moment of the latest progress entry. In the upcoming releases, we'll enable simultaneous review of planned and actual construction simulation using an online viewer. We believe that by using online viewer, user now can visually inspect BIM projects in a very easy and interactive way, so you don't need very powerful working stations to access the latest information, and you'll be able to review models using common portable devices. These examples show you different use of online model viewers to review properties of BIM elements and to color code these elements based on property values. The stadium is color coded according to spatial zones and construction roof base, while on the other hand, based on the chainage values for infrastructure project, these elements are color coded differently. The properties can also be inspected using property information window. The entire demonstration today is performed using just a few simple BIM projects and exported information. Also, this portfolio manager and model viewer are just initial versions of our advanced online system for BIM analysis. What is very promising is that level of available customization and the possibility to expand these online model review tools even further. This will provide much more insights and much easier access to any required information. This way, anyone with the respective credentials or, of course, using any portable device will be able to access the latest project information no matter on the current location. Hopefully, this gives you an idea of great horizons and almost infinite possibilities of BIM integration using cloud-based platforms. Also, just imagine how easy and fast can be able to access required information anywhere, anytime, and to provide instant feedback visible to all relevant participants in the project. We strongly believe that this could greatly improve information exchange and information analysis processes and contribute in the evolution of workflows in construction digitalization as well. This was all from my end, and thank you very much for your time and have a nice day.